यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारी यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga. Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga. Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Satchinandana Jaya Satchinandana Jaya Satchinandana Gaura Hari Jaya Satchinandana Jaya Satchinandana Jai Satchinandana Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Jaya 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 Gaura Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Nitai Gauranga 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 Jaya जय लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा जय अनंत देव जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय जय प्रभुपादा जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 गौर भक्त ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th Canto, Chapter 19, Text number 35. 35, no? 35, no purport, so 36, and then again 37. निष्ठांत नरके मन्ये निष्ठांते नरके मन्ये हि अप्रधातुः प्रतिश्रुतम् हि अप्रधातुः प्रतिश्रुतम् प्रतिश्रुतस्य यो अनीशः प्रतिश्रुतस्य यो अनीशः प्रतिपादयितुं भवान् प्रतिपादयितुं भवान्. Nishtam, perpetual residence. Te, of you. Narake, in hell. Manye, I think. He, indeed. Aparadhatuhu, of a person who cannot fulfill. Pratishrutam, what has been promised. Pratishrutasya, the promise one has made. Yanishaha, one who is unable. Pratipadayutam, to fulfill properly. Bhavan, you are that person. translation. You will certainly be unusable, you will certainly be unable to fulfill your promise, and I think that because of this inability, your eternal residence will be in hell. Text 36. Na tadhanam prasham santi yena vrittir vipadyate dhanam yajnastapah karma loke vritti mato yataha. Translation. Learned scholars do not praise that charity, that charity which endangers one's own livelihood. Charity, sacrifice, austerity, and fruitive activities are possible for one who is competent to earn his livelihood properly. They are not possible for one who cannot maintain himself. Text 37. Dharmaya yashase arthaya kamaya swajjanaya cha panchadha vibhajam vittam yamutra cha modate. Translation. Therefore, one who is in full knowledge should divide his accumulated wealth in 5 parts: for religion, for reputation, for opulence, for sense gratification, and for the maintenance of his family members. Such a person is happy in this world and in the next. Purport. The Shastras enjoin that if one has money, one should divide all that he has accumulated into 5 divisions. 1 part for religion, 1 part for reputation, 1 part for opulence, 1 part for sense gratification, 1 part to maintain the members of his family. At present, however, because people are bereft of all knowledge, they spend all their money for the satisfaction of their family. Srila Rupa Goswami taught us by his own example, by using 50% of his accumulated wealth for Krishna, 25% for his own self, and 25% for the family, for the members of his family. One's main purpose should be to advance in Krishna consciousness. This will include dharma, artha, kama. However, because one's family expects some profit, one should always satisfy them by giving them a portion of one's accumulated wealth. That is a Shastric injunction. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Please repeat the translation. Therefore, one who is in full knowledge should divide its accumulated wealth in 5 parts: for religion, for reputation, for opulence, for sense gratification, and for maintenance of his family members. Such a person is happy in this world and in the next. So, Shukracharya is continuing to advise Bali Maharaj on hearing that Vamanadev, that Bali Maharaj was inclined to make a promise, or he has already made the promise, that you will give him 5 steps, three steps of land as asked by Vamana. So, Shukracharya is quoting from the scriptures. This is a Brahmana. It's quoting from the scriptures that one should not, because I am predicting that he will take away everything 100% from you. And the Shastra says that you should keep this, you should divide your wealth between religion, then reputation, then opulence, sense gratification, then maintenance of family members. Even if you assume it is for religion, for dharma, I'm going to donate. According to Shukracharya, since the intention of Vamanadev is to take away everything, therefore you should not maintain your promise. And further, there are other reasons he gives, how he can escape from this promise that he gave on some technical reasons, saying that the word Om was not used, etc., etc. So, while giving the promise, those things come later on. So, Prabhupada explains here that the Shastras enjoin that one's wealth should be divided into one part for religion, one part for reputation, opulence, sense gratification, maintenance of the family members. Now one may wonder why the Bhagavatam is talking about these things. Is it supposed to be followed by us? One should understand the context that Shukracharya is speaking. Who is speaking these verses? And as far as the Shastras is concerned, it is a fact. And the Shastras are meant for everybody. Shastras are meant for fruitive activities, for fruitive people, fruitive desires. Shastras are not only meant for devotees. Shastras are meant for guidance for humanity. If you want this, you do this. If you want this, you do this. So there is nothing great. There are people, of course, nowadays, those who want sense gratification, Shastras are revealed. Shastras give direction and instructions how to do something in order to get certain results. So therefore, one does not have to be a devotee to follow the Shastra. Because nowadays, even Shastra has no respect among the people. They have no value for Shastra. In a healthy society, every individual, every human being was very much grounded in the Shastra. Even atheists were grounded in the Shastras. But they also believed that these are works of wisdom. Just like, today, everybody believes in science. Atheists also believe in science. Devotees also believe in science. Because it is a science based on observation. Everything. Not that we are devotees, we don't believe in this microphone. No, we believe microphone works, electricity works, laws of nature works. Right? So, just as science is considered now, everybody is to consider the Shastras as having truths. So, it's not that Shastra were only been honored by devotees. Maybe the way they think about Shastra is different. We think the Shastra is coming from Supreme Personality of Godhead. That understanding they may not have. But they know that these Shastras are words of wisdom. Rishis have that kind of interpretation they may have. But there was a foundation of Shastra for everything. And Shastra also, the Vedas, they originated from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are meant to guide humanity, means guide humanity, all kinds of people. If you don't want to be God conscious, you want fruitive activities, you want to go to Swargaloka, you want to do this, you want to do that, yes, you do this, and you go. You want to believe that there is no God? No problem. Nirguna Brahman. Take that. Do neti, 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 you meditate. Instruction is given. This neti, neti is not, it is from the Shastra only. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mityam, it is from Shastra only. But you have a different interpretation. So Shastra was the basis. So now this is revealing what Shukracharya is saying is from the Shastra. Yes, how? If you want to be a karmi, how you can be a good karmi? If you want to be a good karmi, spend something for religion, send something for reputation. Jai Shri Krishna Balaram ki jai. Spend something for reputation, spend something for sense gratification, opulence, and then spend something for family. There's nothing devotional in this division. But if you do like this, it is good for your material life. If you only spend for family members, you are foolish, materially foolish. If you only spend for, different kinds of religion, according to this, the religion means what? A grahastha has to do this homa, that homa, all those things. If you only do those things, then you are foolish. So, this is a balanced way of how to live like a karmi. So, this is not applicable to us. And Shukracharya is quoting that. Now, to Bali Maharaj. See, therefore now you are violating this Shastric principle, because when you are giving 3 steps, it is equal to giving everything that you have. You are violating the Shastra, therefore you will go to hell. In other words, you see, just like they say, no, in science, if you don't do this, your experiment will fail, they say. The same way, these are all Shastric things. If you are not Krishna conscious, if you are not a devotee, if you don't follow these, you are a grahastha and you don't follow these things, then it will lead you to lower forms of life. That is why it said hell. So, such a person is, no, okay. Then, yeah, if you follow these things, earlier he said you will live in hell eternally. Such a person is happy in this world and in the next. Who follows the Shastric way of, dharma, artha, all those things. Dharma, that is religion. Artha, reputation, opulence. Kama, sense gratification. Maintenance of family members. So if you spend for all those things, then, you will be stable as far as your material life is concerned. Otherwise, you'll go to hell. Now, Prabhupada, after explaining this, he talks about what should be our guideline. Our guideline, Prabhupada cites the example of Rupa Goswami, where Rupa Goswami, he gave 50% of his money for Krishna consciousness, preaching, donated, and he gave 25% for his family members, and 25% he kept for himself for emergency, because he was not a sannyasi. Okay. Rupa Goswami kept this allocation, and this is a standard for us, that whenever there is anything, if he has to follow in the footsteps of Rupa Goswami, then he has to allocate in this manner. Keep 25%, give 25% to family members, give 50% to Krishna consciousness, spreading. So this is a standard that we have to follow from the example of Rupa Goswami. Of course, this is for those who are, even this formula is for those who are working outside, who are earning, all those things. We don't earn anything, so there is no division at all. We don't earn anything to distribute like this. Huh? One's main purpose should be to advance in Krishna consciousness. This will include dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Kama. So, this is as far as this purport is concerned. Let me talk about next two verses and the purport, because tomorrow I won't be here for class. Let me read this. Text 38. Atrapi bahvrachayirghitam shrunu me asuras sattama satyam om iti yat proktam yanneti ahanritam hitat satyam pushpa phalam vidhyat atmavrikshaya giyate vrikshe jivati tannasyat anritam moolam atmanaha. Translation. One might argue that since you have already promised, how can you refuse? O best of the demons, just take from me the evidence of Bahvricha Shruti, which says that a promise is truthful, preceded with the word Om, and untruthful if not. The Vedas enjoin that the factual result of the tree of the body is good fruits and flowers derived from it. But if the bodily tree does not exist, there is no possibility of factual fruits and flowers. Even if the body is based on untruth, there cannot be factual fruits and flowers without the help of the bodily tree. A very interesting verse. Purport. The sloka explains that in relation to the material body, even the factual truth cannot exist without a touch of untruth. Mayavadis say, Brahma Satyam Jagat Nitya. The spirit soul is truth and external energy is untruth. The Vaishnava philosophers, however, do not agree with the Mayavada philosophy. Even if for the sake of argument, the material world is accepted as untruth, the living entity entangled in the illusory energy cannot come out of it without the help of the body. Without the help of the body, one cannot follow a system of religion, nor can one speculate a philosophical perfection. Therefore, the flower and fruit, pushpa phalam, have to be obtained as a result of the body. Without the help of the body, that fruit cannot be gained. The Vaishnava philosophy therefore recommends Yukta Vairagya. It is not that all attention should be diverted for the maintenance of the body, but at the same time, one's bodily maintenance should not be neglected. As long as the body exists, one can thoroughly study the Vedic instructions, and thus at the end of life, one can achieve perfection. This is explained in Bhagavad Gita. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tajate anta kalevaram. Everything is examined at the time of death. Therefore, although the body is temporary, not eternal, one can take from it the best service and make one's life perfect. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So, Shukracharya further continues and gives an idea, quoting from the evidence from the Bahvricha Shruti, saying that whatever you have promised, if somebody promises something, if the word Om is not preceding it, then it is not binding. And if there is Om preceding it, then you cannot break it. Now you gave a promise without the Om, so now you can break it, don't worry. He was advising him. Now you change your mind. And then he says, see, this body is very important. Shukracharya, as explained earlier, in the earlier purport, Prabhupada says is Smartha Brahmana. Smartha Brahmana means everything is illusion. Body is illusion, everything is illusion. Material world is illusion, it's all mithya. So now he is giving reasoning. Okay, even though everything is illusion, but body is very important. So therefore, if you give away everything, who will maintain your body? You cannot even maintain your body. If you cannot maintain your body even, just like poverty, if you get poverty, if you're poverty stricken, you cannot maintain the body. So you will become poverty stricken, you're giving away everything, you cannot even maintain your body. When you cannot maintain your body, and it is from the body that you get mukti, that also the Mayavadis believe that. That is why they put they have all the achar and everything, because body has to be maintained in sattva guna, etc., etc. Charity has to be done, all these things. That's all the rules the impersonalists also follow. Including bhakti yoga, they'll follow. They have worship of the deities. You go to, any of the Shankaracharya Pitas, there are worship. So, worship is there, following all the principles of Shastra is there, as far as personal conduct, as far as achar is concerned. What you should do, what you should not do, exactly as we follow, they also follow. So now he is saying here that, let's take this example. He says the body may be untruth, but it is through the body you get the phala and pushpa. The fruits and flowers, and body is a tree which gives fruits and flowers. So because we want the fruits and flowers, therefore tree should be maintained. Therefore tree is important. Now he says it may be untruth, but there is some truth in phala and pushpa. That Krishna also explains in the Bhagavad Gita, that happiness and distress is a phala that the soul experiences in the material world. Material energy is the cause of all the actions and reactions. But through that action and reaction, the anubhava, the experience that the soul has got, that sukha and dukkha, is an experience of the soul. That is an experience of the soul. Though it is identified experience, I am this body, I identify, therefore it is a sukha dukkha of the body, and then I take it as mine. So it's identified. But sukha dukkha is that of the experienced soul. Just like when you watch a movie, the cause for triggering the sukha dukkha in you is something happening in the screen. That is the cause. But finally, who is the experiencer? Movie screen is not experiencing. You are the experiencer. But what do you experience? Do you experience directly in a movie? No. You feel, you identify with the hero, and the hero is in trouble, you are in pain, dukkha. When hero is in Josh, you are in Josh. So you are adopting the sukha dukkha of the screen. So it is not direct, but still that sukha dukkha is yours. You are the watcher of the movie. You are the one who is identifying, I am this body, and therefore you are the one who is going to experience the pains and pleasures of the body. Identified. Physical pain, physical pleasure, they convert into experience. Physical pleasure, physical pain, these are all part of the Prakriti, three modes of material nature. It is designed like that. To duplicate the spiritual body, the material body is designed. So therefore, this body, one should understand. So one should understand this very nicely, as Prabhupada is explaining here. Yukta Vairagya. What is Yukta Vairagya? Not simply Vairagya that you say, okay, this body is untruth, so let me give it up. Or let me just ignore it. No. One should not ignore that body. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Sanatana Goswami, you have given this body to me, it is no longer yours. So every Vaishnava should understand that this body is Krishna's energy. And it is the most precious thing that I have in service of the Lord. Just like if you have some money, will you allow somebody to steal Krishna's money? Will you allow? No, you won't allow. You will protect it. You will care for it. 1,000 times more worth than money is your body for Krishna. Therefore, one should maintain the body properly, should take care of the body properly, because without proper body, without proper good health, it is very difficult to preach Krishna consciousness. What you will preach? So health of the devotees is very important. And it does not have to do lot of things. Devotees have to take, one should not get obsessed with spending all the time and mind and worrying about body. That is Maya. What is to be done? Little exercise is to be done. Of course, we chant, dance, that is exercise. Eating is very important. And overeating is very bad for health. This is as per the reality. Your mind may want to taste so many things and go on eating. Mind may want, but body will get spoiled. Sugar, sweet, eating sweet. You honor little prasadam. Because Krishna never gets diabetic. You can offer him. We are jivas. You take little. I am telling you, you are all young. You don't take care of your body, you will have problems. You will have so many desires to serve the Lord. You take proper rest. Don't think it is Maya. You have to give body whatever rest is required. You oversleep, Maya. Undersleep, Maya has succeeded. Overeat, Maya has succeeded. Undereat, Maya has succeeded. So therefore this body has to be taken care. The Vaishnava philosophers, however, do not agree with the Mayavada philosophy that everything is illusion. For us, this body is Krishna's real energy. It has to be utilized for a purpose. We have to take good care of it. Not excessive care of it. We should be very, very careful. Then we become bodily concept. Go to gym, do that. No, not that. You have to take care of the body means the body requires normal exercise. It requires, normal, quantity of food, tasty food. All these things are required for the body. And for us it is very useful. If I invest my time, maybe 10% I invest in eating. Now you cannot live with 10% because out of 24 hours, or at least 6 hours we should sleep. So 25% of our energy is going for sleeping only. Nothing wrong. 6 hours or 24 hours. But 25% is going for sleeping. And then maybe another 5-10% for eating time. Oh, it's a waste of time to eat. I should do service. I don't want to eat anything. You cannot. Or when you are eating, you are not eating consciously. Very important. You should honor prasadam by tasting it nicely, by chewing it nicely, so that, saliva is fully mixed. All these tongues, when we talk, oh, this is not devotion service. This talk is not about devotion service. Talk about body. Yes, that's what Prabhupada is saying. Yukta Vairagya means you have the greatest wealth you have, not money and all this body. If body has no health, your tongue won't move to chant Hare Krishna also. Of course, super soul is seated in our heart. and everything Krishna protects, Krishna helps the devotee, but God helps those who help themselves. So one should not get obsessed with the body. Obsession means, body, everything is body, everything is body. It has its value. Just like you take money, everything is money, everything is money, everything is money. You say you're obsessed with money. Can you buy life with money? Somebody is dying, by money you can buy? No, you cannot. So money is not everything. Health is not everything. But it is something. Health is something, money is something. So give the right value to it, and we have to take care of all these things, regulation. Like I said, mindful japa. Similarly, we should mindfully eat. We should mindfully eat. Your habits are very difficult to change. Even for me, very difficult to change. I will think of something else, not about eating. It is prasadam after all. Think, contemplate, taste with gratitude to Krishna and relish prasadam. It is very important to relish prasadam also, because brain needs this, every day it needs this. One of the reasons why if you don't eat, you go crazy is because brain gets that sensation of, daily quota of sensation of taste. It is not really the hunger. The brain will ask that. When you starve, when you fast. Stomach will ask, no doubt. Brain also will ask. That is why if we give you, enough calories, everything, good food is given. Every day, no masala, nothing. Boiled vegetables and rice. Now so many years you are used to it. Every day masala goes, sweet goes, everything, and brain gets lights burn. Suddenly you give only boiled vegetables and everything. The brain is asking, give. No, enough calorie is there, enough energy I am giving you. Be satisfied. No, it needs salt, it needs spice, all those things. Then if you don't want it, then brain will change. It will change its pattern. So every day you can eat bland food. But there is a transition. It is not that, it is must. But we are practiced to this, and therefore we have to feed our brain also. Stomach and brain we have to feed properly. Therefore I say, if you taste nicely and take, your brain will become peaceful, your mind will become peaceful. And that too, this is Krishna Prasadam. So these are not insignificant things to be taken lightly. Because without body we cannot serve. When we become old, we realize this. When you're all young, so now itself we should think this is a machine. Correctly I should take care of this machine. And there's a learning process. You learn how to take care of the machine. Here and there you learn. Everything you learn slowly. Prabhupada says, overeating and uncleanliness, 2 causes of all diseases. You should note that. Even if you overeat prasadam, it will eventually create diseases. Body. Prasadam, you will get prasadam. Soul will get prasadam effect. Body will get this effect. Bad health. Prasadam is transcendental. Soul will get. Suppose you are not doing any devotion service. Somebody is coming. He is not devotee. Then he wants to eat. So now you will tell him, eat nicely till here. More prasadam you give, more prasadam you give, more prasadam you give. Why? That time also you should tell him, no, take moderately, your health will get affected. Take little prasadam. But Prabhupada told all the hippies, everybody, okay, eat till here. Why? Because the soul part is there, Let them maximum get benefit. Anyway, body they are going and using for all nonsense. So for them, instruction is one thing. Take maximum prasadam. A new bhakta, folk devotees. That's why when folk devotees come, we pamper them. Eat, 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 eat. And after coming to ashram, we tell them, control. You control. Sweet you control. And modern world health, many factors are there are fundamental poison in modern society. In this sugar, white sugar, processed sugar was never there in those days. It's all modern thing. So the body cannot get the processed sugar. If you take that, it is white poison. Health-wise, if you speak, it is white poison. So sugary sweets, you should be very careful how much you take. Some degree young body can take. But I have seen, once I remember one devotee was very addicted to sweet. Oh, in the ashrams, eat sweet, 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 sweet. Less than 30 years old. Every joint is aching. He went to so many doctors. Knee is aching, hand is aching, all aching. Doctor also could not diagnose. Because there is no other reason. Why it's aching? Every joint is aching. A 30 years old person. At that time I had somehow heard about this white sugar is poison. So I told him, you stop eating sweets. In 1 month, all his joint pain vanished. Because he was taking too much of this sugar into his body. What all it does, you do not know. So if you want to be healthy, one of the things in modern context, this is very bad. White sugar is very bad. Similarly, too much oil is also very bad. Moderate is fine. Body requires oil. Oil has its own function. If you don't take oily food, I have experienced this. If you don't take oily food, again joint aches, knee pain, all these things. Body needs oil. You take excess oil, you will have problem, fat and all these things. Ghee is the best. So, these are some of the things that we have learned over the years. Better at a young age you learn straight away. What else is a precaution, general precaution? JC? Salt. Salt and maida. See, any processed food, that means already, powder kiya hai, processed kiya hai, so that as soon as you eat, immediately it is calorie. Immediately brain it will reach. That is why you get, you get processed food. It immediately converts into energy. So it will give a kick. So that way, whereas if you take, maida is coming from wheat. You take full wheat. Godi kanji you take. Same godi you make into maida and you eat. Godi kanji you take, it may not be so sweet. It may not be so tasty for the brain because it will take long time to convert into calories. And our entire body should be slowly, energy should go slowly into the body. You give that dose, heavy dose, your body has to handle it and it will have problems. That is why any processed food, even if you don't mix anything, better to take, you say you want to take channa, take full channa. Powdered channa again will have problems. So always take, directly from nature. So that is another important thing. So therefore, for Krishna, for offering, we can make nice bhajis, nice pakodas. In maida you put and you fry it out and offer to the Lord. Then you take one. No problem. No problem at all. Anything in moderation, body will tell. Oh, no, I cannot touch to it, I cannot touch sugar. No. Take one. Body has got capacity for small things. But you overload it, no problem. Every day fry. The one devotee was telling me, he didn't know about this health aspect. He's only saying that, Prabhu, devotees will be very enthusiastic, Prabhu. Every day, let's feed them nicely. When I was I was so happy. So in ashram now, so much restriction. So they'll all engage enthusiastically. I said, you'll all kill them. Every day you give sweet, every day you give pakoras, every day you give this. The problem is the health, Babram. No problem. It doesn't cost much. Management can take decision to give every day tasty thing. But how long? 1 year? 2 years? All will have diseases. Problems will be there. So body has to be taken care. It's a devotional service to Srila Prabhupada. Always remember what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Sanatana Goswami, your body is not yours, you have given it to me. Similarly, we are given our body is not ours, we have given our body to Srila Prabhupada. So we have to be responsible, just like we are responsible in our services, we should be responsible with this body. Don't engage the body in sinful activities. Don't engage the body in sense gratification. Whatever sense gratification is required for the brain and mind, Prabhupada has included in it. Prasadam gives brain that gratification. Tongue is the most difficult to control. And for that, we have already given in Krishna consciousness. Please taste prasadam. Don't say, no, this is Maya. This taste is Maya. Don't say that. This taste is Krishna. Just like Nama is Krishna, this taste is also Krishna. While you relish prasadam, you are actually relishing Krishna. That is the advantage. Just like when you hear Hare Krishna, actually you are hearing his absolute name. Similarly, when you are tasting Krishna prasadam, you are actually tasting absolute taste. Your soul is tasting absolute taste. Your tongue is tasting this. Slowly, your chitta will start tasting the prasadam. That is why we chant Hare Mahaprasade Govinde. Why we chant that prayer? We are feeding our chitta with prasadam. While taking prasadam, with gratitude you take, our chitta becomes purified by taking prasadam. Any questions?